Hello from Vancouver, Canada. My name is Ezra Shanken, and I can tell you, Changemakers not only filled a huge void this summer, but also made a difference in 20 somethings in my community and throughout the continent. I could talk about this for a very long time, but I'm sure would rather hear from some amazing change makers here. We are fortunate to have three of those stellar examples of change makers here with us today. Let's start with you, Britt.
Thank you so much, Ezra. My name is Britt Finney. I work as a development associate at Mazone, a Jewish response to hunger, currently living in Los Angeles, California, and I use she, her pronouns.
I'm Emma Duhamel. I am a junior at the University of Cincinnati, where I am studying philosophy, social justice, and LGBTQ studies, and I use they, them pronouns.
My name is Max Harris. I use he, him pronouns, and I currently work as the Deputy Political Director on the John Ossoff campaign for U.S. Senate here in Atlanta, Georgia.
I noticed that it was a little bit different hearing your introductions. There was a minor difference. You used pronouns. Can somebody tell me why is that? Why did you put that in there?
Yeah, so for our generation, being open and inclusive is a really deeply held value. And we want to make sure that that inclusivity is expanded to those whose gender identities may not be apparent.
Got it. I personally use he, him as my pronoun. I did notice that there wasn't any Jewish identity pronouns that you were using when you were introducing yourself. No, none of those labels. How does Judaism fit into this identity construct for you?
Yeah, so to be honest, for me, being Jewish is about community and caring for those both in and outside of my community. It's about the constant pursuit of social justice, welcoming the stranger, and repairing the world, tikkun olam. So for me, I infuse those Jewish values with the way that I lead, the way that I volunteer, and the way that I advocate.
Well, that's great, Max. I want to let you jump in on this because I know what you're doing. Is your Judaism also about intersection?
Thanks, Ezra. Yeah, I am so proud of my Jewish identity, and it means so much to me, the traditions, the values, and I echo Britt's sentiments completely. And sometimes I also struggle with my Jewish identity in terms of how I identify. I think that we're living at a time right now where terminology that we have talk about how we identify isn't always adequate to describe how we're feeling. And sometimes I think about in a conversation that's going on more broadly right now is, how does Jewish identity fit into whiteness in the United States? And sometimes I wish I could just identify as an Ashkenazi Jew. And it's something that I think about a lot, and it's a conversation that has definitely bubbled up in recent months. And I'm so grateful for that opportunity to think more intentionally about that question. But I think that what we're really hearing right now is that our Jewish identity, on the one hand, is internal. It's an internal conflict, and on the other hand, it's about our external relations. It's about how we use our values to go intentionally into other community spaces, whether they be political, social, or whatnot, and talk about what being an outspoken, proud Jewish person means to us.
Now, I want you to take off your now gen leader hats, kind of put those on the side, put on your prophet hat right now, and tell me the future. Where do you see the Jewish community going in the future, and what part do you see yourself playing in that?
I've known since I was around 13 that I want to be a rabbi. And I know that I want my rabbinate to really focus on social justice and its connection with Judaism. I'm only in undergraduate school, so I don't know exactly how that's going to look for me yet, but I'm excited to be able to step foot on the campus of my rabbinical school and start learning what works for me in how I can participate in the Jewish community and make an impact.
And Emma, as ancient as the rabbinic tradition is, I think that's something that's so cool about Judaism is how forward-looking the tradition is as well, going back to biblical times when we had prophets and we were thinking about what our future was going to hold, even when we were wandering in the desert. And for me, I'm so excited about the Jewish future. I don't necessarily know if that involves becoming a Jewish professional, becoming, leading from the pulpit. But I think that me and so many others in our generation are so excited to be involved in the community in so many new and creative ways. And a question that I often think about in this space is, in a world of the global connectivity that we live in today, what does Klal Yisrael mean? What potential do we have to reinvent this idea of a connected global Jewish community?
I love these answers. These answers are so inspiring, and I just love hearing them. So, for me, in an ideal world, I see the Jewish community at the forefront of social change. I want to see the Jewish community raising the voices of Jewish youths, highlighting synagogues that practice inclusive policies, and encouraging others to actively and publicly speak out when we see injustice. I'm proud of being Jewish, and it's taught me so many important values such as tzedakah, tikkun olam, and most importantly, standing in solidarity with those who are in need. So may we never stay silent, and may our voices always be heard.
I want to thank you guys. My mind is expanded. My heart is fuller hearing from you. I feel a little push at my back as we climb this mountain that you're behind me, kind of making that push happen. I know that all of us who are listening kind of start feeling it. And I will say you have arrived, and we are proud to have you as a part of this leadership cadre of this community. I cannot wait to see what you accomplish next. Thank you so much.